Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Grandmaster Chess Speedrun, where we are playing principled and attacking chess with the end goal of beating a Grandmaster. In this episode, we are up against an 1860 and have gotten our rating all the way up to 1900, so we're closing in on that 2000 marker. We see e4, we're going e5, playing back in the center, knight f3, and we're going knight to c6. Simply guarding the pawn, they're going to strike in the center, we have to capture that, otherwise we're going to be much worse. And they're going for bishop to c4. So I'm imagining they're going to go for some kind of gambit line, like castles after we play knight f6. I think this is called the Scotch Gambit, and so yeah, let's go for it. If they go for e5, then we have this counter strike in the center with pawn d5. You should really be familiar with this if you're going to play these kinds of openings. And the point is that the en passant we just capture with the bishop, or maybe with the queen, but probably no, with the bishop, I think, because then we would have a check if they take the pawn, and we would end up just winning a piece there, I guess. Although maybe not because there's c3, but none of that matters because they played bishop to b5. And on bishop to b5, I think that we just can play knight to g4, actually. Yeah, we play knight to g4, putting more pressure on this pawn here, so that if they capture it, we can capture like this. And on h3, I'm not exactly sure. I might have blundered there. I actually don't know. That's not great. Yeah, I'm not really sure what we were doing on h3, to be honest. But we probably want to unpin. Something like bishop d7 or a6. I guess on h3, we were just going knight h6, accepting the doubling of the structure and saying we get the bishop pair. I think maybe that's okay. It's just that whenever I put the knight in the center, it always goes horribly wrong, and somehow the knight gets trapped with f3. So I've got too many bad memories of doing that in order to do it again. Maybe, I think knight d7 was the move. Knight d7 made the most sense there. Oh well. We've now committed and have a pony roaming around on the g4 square, which is very interesting. And I think probably we should play a move like bishop to d7. Bishop d7, and if they take the bishop, if they take that with the knight, if they take the knight with the bishop, then we will take with the pawn. Okay, can we not just capture this? I mean, it looks kind of risky, but at the same time, pawn is a pawn, right? I mean, I'm a greedy guy. I'll take it. I don't see what the problem is exactly. If we play h6... Oh, I'm so bad. What am I doing? Oh wait, no, it's fine, maybe. I thought I just blundered a simple idea. But the two bishops are seeing each other, so they have to deal with that first. Yeah, so I think we're fine. We just take it and then go bishop e7. Yeah, I think we're totally fine. If they take this pawn, I can just castle even if I want to be safe. Or bishop c6. Bishop c6, queen e3, stopping me from casting bishop d7. Super slow. That hangs the pawn. I think we just need to castle. Oh no, then they have rook takes. Ugh. Oh, then we have bishop d6. Hold on. Castles, rook takes, bishop d6 takes, bishop h2 wins the queen. Yeah, I think we're fine. Saved by the tactics. Saved by the tactics. And then we're going to have a bishop pair, which is pretty nice, to be honest. Bishop d6, and yeah, should be good. Oh, they blundered it. What? I wasn't expecting that. Okay. We're now up a queen. I'll take it. And, okay, I'll take another pawn, I guess. Gobble, gobble. And maybe I'll start taking all these pawns as well. Don't mind if I do. Alright. Let's grab this guy. And as soon as they develop the bish, we can try and start exchanging the rooks. Okay, let's exchange the rooks like this. Well, that was a bit of a surprise, I guess. A bit anticlimactic. I'm very suspicious as to whether we were losing in that opening. I was a bit scared. I've honestly had that position more times than I should, considering how bad it looks. That's a fork, by the way. Yeah, I've had that position a bunch, and I've never had a good game with it, so I should really check the review so that I actually know what I'm doing. Okay, there comes the win. They decided to throw in the towel. Fair enough. Seems like they were getting forked again. Maybe what I did was correct. I actually have no idea. So it'll be quite interesting to see in the analysis, which I'll see you in a couple seconds. All right, so we played that at an 89 accuracy. They played at a 78. Doesn't look like we were ever losing, but we were in a little bit of trouble out of the opening. So let's fast forward to that point. E4, E5, all normal stuff. Hold on, the moves are not turned on for some reason. There we go, they're back on. So all book so far. Bishop here, and yeah, knight d7 I think is the way to go here. Yeah, knight d7 is the best move. Knight e4 is also a move, but it always gets really dodgy here, and I never like it. After this castles. I sometimes get the knight trapped with f3, and it's just really annoying. Yeah, like bishop c5, f3, for example. Knight g5. Yeah, you just get the knight tossed around. But, okay, this is not so bad, supposedly. But the knight d7 line is the simple way to go. And if they castle here, you just go bishop e7 castles, and you get a great game. So this looks quite nice. Knight takes it. You drop the knight back, protecting the pawn. And if they continue, just castle the king. Probably like bishop b7, c5, d4, and this looks very nice. This looks very, very pleasant. Okay, a5. Some pretty wacky engine stuff, actually. Why exactly is... Okay, why is this no good, actually? Oh, they're going knight f5. Ugh. Okay, so I guess f6. Then e6. Oh, why is everything so difficult for black? Maybe this isn't so easy. Okay, I guess we might just have to start memorizing stuff. I really was hoping that we wouldn't have to do this. I've been trying to go this whole speedrun just playing what I think look like logical moves, but I guess at this point, when you're getting hit with some tricky opening gambits, it might be worthwhile learning a line or two. So against this specific one, I think the way to go after this d5, bishop db5, put the knight in the center, and when they capture it, bishop d7, takes, castles, go bishop to c5. If they go f3, then you go knight g5 and knight to e6. That's, yeah, I mean, that's all I've already got. If you are going to play this and then they play f4, you can always drop the knight back, and that's no big deal. But generally speaking, we can go knight e6 here and should get a fine game. And yeah, bishop to b6, knight e6. Looks like black's doing okay, but really not a whole lot more than equal. So anyway, I think that's enough opening theory for one day. I went knight g4, which is now borderline losing after castles. And bishop to d7. h3 was a huge mistake. They should have gone for takes, then h3, and then knight h6. I don't think this looks so good, though. I mean, yeah, we've got one of the most stupid pawn structures I've ever seen, but who says it's that bad when we have the open g-file for the rook to play on? I don't know. Engine's starting to reconsider. It's coming closer back to equality, plus 0.5, plus 0.6, so still a fairly dynamic position either way. Anyway, they blundered here. Takes. I thought I'd blundered, to be honest. After rook e1, I was like, okay, well, I mean, I've messed up very badly. But it turns out we can just take it, and on bishop to e7 and this move, we're quite lucky that we can castle. which is a nice saving grace here. I think it's, yeah, castling. Castling's the top engine move when you let it think for a little bit. But all because we have this trick. Ah, bishop d6 is not the best move. Queen to e8 is the best move. Ah, just guarding the bishop. I didn't see that. Yeah, queen e8, and then you just activate both bishops, bring the rooks to the middle, and you're doing great. Okay, well, I was too trick-oriented, and I was like, I'm so smart. Bishop to d6, and then bishop c6, bishop pair from hell, and this looks really nice. But turns out, bishop f4, bishop c6. Ah, bishop takes d6, takes. Wow. And they just get complete equality. The game dies. Fair enough. We don't get any bishop pair after that bishop to f4, and the game just dies, but instead they allowed us to get a free queen. So, you know, who's the real winner? And from there on out, it was really just picking up the pieces. They didn't have time to develop because the queen simply bullies the uncoordinated pieces. So definitely an interesting game, even though we were a little bit shaky in the opening. It does go to show that you can get away with a couple opening patches as long as you're willing to look out for some tactics. So if you did enjoy this game and you enjoyed the style of my teaching, do check out the description below where you can send me an email if you would like to try out some coaching. But other than that, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!